Have you ever had something happen that you just couldn't explain? Something that completely defied logic and made you question everything you thought you knew? Well, I have a story for you today that does exactly that. And it all started with my phone. It was a Tuesday night, nothing special. I was winding down, getting ready for bed. I'd plugged my phone in to charge on my nightstand, which is about 4 feet away from my bed. I set my alarm, scrolled through social media one last time, and then locked it, placing its screen up on the charger. I remember seeing the screen go dark. I rolled over, got comfortable, and drifted off to sleep pretty quickly. Around 2 a.m., I woke up. I'm not sure why. Sometimes you just do, right? The room was pitch black, completely silent. I glanced over at my nightstand, and that's when I saw it. The screen of my phone was on. Not just the lock screen, but my actual home screen, fully unlocked. All my apps were there, glowing faintly in the dark. My first thought was that I must have forgotten to lock it, but I was so sure I had. It's a habit, like brushing your teeth, you just do it. I stared at it for a good minute, my mind trying to process what I was seeing. The phone was just sitting there, unlocked as if I had just been using it. But I hadn't moved. I was still tucked in bed, 4 feet away. This is where it gets really weird. My phone uses Face ID. It needs to see my face, my eyes open and looking at it to unlock. There's absolutely no way it could have seen me from that distance in a dark room while I was lying on my side. I hadn't entered my passcode either, so how in the world did it unlock? I got out of bed, feeling a little creeped out, and picked up the phone. I checked my recent apps, thinking maybe a notification had woken it up, but there was nothing. No missed calls, no new messages, nothing out of the ordinary. Everything looked completely normal, except for the fact that it had unlocked itself. I locked it and put it back down, but I couldn't go back to sleep. My mind was racing. Was it a glitch? A bug in the software? I started Googling. iPhone unlocked by itself. Face ID bug. Phone unlocked from a distance. I found a few articles about Face ID being tricked by twins or sophisticated masks, but nothing about it unlocking on its own from across a dark room without any interaction. It just didn't make sense. The next morning I was still thinking about it. I told my friend what happened, and of course he laughed. He said I was probably dreaming or I just forgot I'd left it unlocked. But I knew I wasn't. I remember the distinct click of the side button as I locked it. I remember the screen going black. It was a clear memory. To prove I wasn't going crazy, I decided to run an experiment. That night I did the exact same thing. I placed my phone on the nightstand, made sure it was locked, and went to sleep. I even set up my laptop to record my nightstand just in case it happened again. I felt a bit silly, like I was in my own little paranormal investigation movie. I watched the footage the next day. For hours, it was just a dark, boring video of my phone sitting on the nightstand. And then, at 3:17 a.m., it happened. The screen lit up. The lock screen appeared for a split second, and then poof, it swiped up and unlocked all by itself. My jaw dropped. I had proof it wasn't a dream. On the video, you can't see anything interacting with the phone. There are no hands, no weird lights, nothing. The screen just illuminates and it unlocks. It's the creepiest thing I've ever seen. It's like a ghost decided to check my notifications. I rewatched that tiny clip over and over. I even slowed it down. You can clearly see the padlock icon at the top of the screen unlock, and then the home screen appears. No passcode entry, no Face ID scan animation, just ... unlocked. At this point, I was genuinely spooked. My friend, who had laughed at me before, was now completely silent after seeing the video. He had no explanation. We started brainstorming wild theories. Could someone have hacked my phone remotely? Possible, but a remote hack that can bypass the lock screen and mimic a Face ID unlock in real time seems incredibly advanced, way beyond a typical hacker. And why would they do it? Just to look at my home screen at 3 a.m.? Then we went down the rabbit hole. Was it some kind of new, undocumented bug in the latest iOS update? I checked online forums, Reddit, everywhere. A few people reported weird battery drain or apps crashing, but nobody, absolutely nobody, had experienced their phone unlocking itself like this. My friend joked, maybe your house is haunted. We both laughed, but honestly, in that moment, it didn't seem any less plausible than a super hacker targeting me for no reason. I mean, what else could it be? A technological ghost? A poltergeist who's really into Apple products? I decided to take the phone to the Apple store. I was nervous they'd think I was crazy, so I brought the video with me. I explained the situation to the employee at the Genius bar. He was polite, but I could tell he was skeptical. He ran all the diagnostics on my phone. Everything came back normal. No malware, no hardware faults, nothing. Then I showed him the video. His expression changed. He watched it a few times, just like I did. He called over a manager. They both watched it, whispering to each other. They had never seen anything like it. They admitted it was beyond any known issue. They offered to replace the phone, which was nice, but it didn't solve the mystery. What was causing it? Would it happen to the new phone too? I took the new phone, but I was still on edge. For the first few nights, I couldn't sleep properly. I kept my phone in a different room. Every little noise in the house made me jump. I felt like I was being watched. It's amazing how a small, unexplained event can completely mess with your sense of security. It's been a few months now, and it hasn't happened with the new phone. Life is back to normal, but I'll never forget it. I still have the video saved, and every time I watch it, I get a shiver down my spine. It's a permanent reminder that sometimes technology can behave in ways that are just unexplainable. So what do you think happened? Was it a 1 in a billion software glitch? A sophisticated remote hack? Or was it something else entirely? Something a bit more paranormal? I honestly don't have an answer. It remains my personal, unsolved tech mystery. It makes you wonder what else our devices are doing when we're not looking. Have you ever experienced something similar? A piece of tech acting in a way that just defies explanation? Let me know your stories in the comments below. I'd love to hear them, if only to feel a little less alone in my weird experience. Thanks for listening to my spooky tech tale. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories. Stay safe and maybe keep an eye on your phone tonight.